Everybody, this is Jake with Jake in the Box, but I guess you knew that because you clicked on the video with my title on it. Anyway, moving past that awkward introduction, 2020 has been a rough year for pretty much everybody. The one thing that 2020 has allotted for is a lot of time at home, which allowed me to pick up a new hobby. I started miniature painting in July, and if you follow the channel, you know that because I started posting. I think there's 4 or 5 now. Videos of me learning to paint Warhammer figures. So I thought today would be a fun day to go back and look at 2020 from my very first model to the model that I finished literally, what is today, December 20th? The last model of the year of 2020, to see what improvements we could see, talk about what I've learned, and just my journey through the hobby. Hang out, guys. So, my first model, rather than going with something lorically themed that I thought, was cool on the lore side of it, I wanted to go with something, since I was going to be physically sitting down with this object for hours and hours at a time, I wanted to go with something that looked cool, which to me was the Death Guard. And then I came to what was inevitably a stop in every new painter's road map, I guess, or on every new painter's journey, which was their first hero or HQ unit. An actual reputable unit that people would look at on the board and would stick out beyond your rank and file units. And for me, since I chose Death Guard, Mortarion was way too big and way too intimidating for me at the time. So I chose Typhus. And now that we had gotten our feet wet in the world of painting, it was time to move on to a Loyalist chapter. I chose the Dark Angels because in the lore, I think that they have some of the coolest lore. I just really do. They're very vengeful and secretive, and they hunt heretic Astartes like dogs. And I just think they're really cool, so that was a natural place for me to start. However, I did not start with regular rank and file Space Marines. I also created my own successor chapter. I'd like to introduce you to the Record Keepers. They march into battle carrying many banners not covered with heraldries or deeds of the chapter, but with names of heretic Astartes that they have hunted down. Another stop on every new painter's road is inevitably going to be the color white. And what an absolute pain in the ass it is. I found this out because I needed an apothecary for my Dark Angels chapter. I don't think I need one anymore. And now we arrive at something that I am truly proud of, that I think is actually really cool. And that is the fact that I was kind of attracted to Necron from the beginning, but I didn't want to start with Necron. And since I had made my own Space Marine chapter, I found that I really enjoyed putting a lorical spin. Is that a word? Lorical? A spin on my models and giving them a lot of backstory. And I imagined what would happen if you went to sleep as a Necron and woke up 60 million years later to find that your desert planet had become an ocean world. Now we come to the point in my painting career where I decided that it was time to try and push myself and see what I was actually capable of. I went out and bought some of GW's old Masters of the Chapter resin models. It comes with 4 Space Marine Masters of the Chapter. I did not paint them for my Astartes chapter, the one that I made. I decided to paint one from each, or from 4 select first founding chapters, if you will, and really push myself as far as contrast and detail and things like that went, and see what we could come up with. And that was my year. It started in July of 2020 with that first Death Guard model that I ever painted, and it's going to end in December with this last model that I have time to paint this year. I'm going to put those up side by side for a comparison. I wish I had a better camera so you could really see the differences, and like you'll be able to tell, but the camera's kind of crap, but we'll work on that. Something that I did learn, however, while I was doing this is that you cannot be afraid to paint the mini. The paint is not permanent. It will come off and you can try again. The most important thing to do is just to put paint on a mini.